Why I know like Me Too is in Tarana's spirit and in her DNA is because before the program had a name, before the hashtag, years before the program, Tarana and other women would come together and create this intentional all women space. It was always a safe space for young women to talk about their trauma. Those spaces continued for the next 10 years, and Tarana took people on for the next 10 years.
There are things coming to fruition right now that I scribbled down in a notebook 10 years ago. That feels incredible. And also like a little bit like a fairy tale, albeit an odd social justice fairy tale. So we're on our way to Black Girls Rock. It's an annual award show celebrating dynamic Black women and girls' achievements. And I'm being honored tonight.
Oh, thank you so much. You made my whole day.
What did she? I missed.
She came up and gave a hug and said, "You look so beautiful." Oh, I know that's not.
Coming up on the 1-year anniversary of Me Too going viral, for me, it is really about letting the world see the work that we have been doing for the last year, the groundwork that we've been laying, and like the team we've been building to really accommodate the need that has come out of the viral moment, right? The need already existed, but the viral moment just amplified it. And so there's been so much talk and focus on individual perpetrators and salacious stories and those kind of things, and very little conversation about the people who actually said Me Too.
I'm an organizer now, that's my career, and largely because she's one of the 3 people that like invested in me. That was like a remarkable change in my life. So that's how we met. Because I had been sexually, because I had been raped, which is something that I'm new to saying. Because I had been raped, my behavior was erratic and I was being at risk.
I'm so glad we're having this conversation, because I think that what I haven't had a chance to do in these last few months is to reflect. Before, people were doing research about like how Black girls are hypersexualized, and this is what we saw. It's this way that the world doesn't recognize trauma in Black girls. And so what people would dismiss and say she's troubled or she's this and that, they couldn't dismiss in somebody like Celeste because she's so smart. They couldn't dismiss it in me because I was smart. I think what we've seen in this explosion of Me Too, people always ask me, am I surprised? I'm not really surprised, because I've seen the power of community.
I'm like forever indebted to you.
You don't owe me anything.
And although I don't owe you, the way that you showed up for me makes me want to forever be in service to you and to your work, because it's transformational. I'm a testament to that. There's a lot of Celestes, and
There's only one Celeste.
yeah, there's only one me. But
I talked about being a survivor to my mom a long time ago. I was like 11 or 12, I think,
11.
when I first had that conversation. And it kind of was the result of the work that she was doing, because I just finally felt like I had the safe space to talk about it. So I guess a part of it was going to the workshops with her and watching her talk to other people my age and seeing the way she was interacting with them and understanding that she could hold whatever I had to give her.
How did it feel to experience Me Too separate from our relationship? Like, how did it feel for you to like watch this happen, watch like this reckoning, as people are referred to it as, happening?
I appreciate it for the conversations that it started and for the conversations that I'm able to have with other friends and people around me about what being a survivor is like. The way people are like now attempting to hold themselves accountable and attempting to be more cautious and more aware when they're interacting with other people. I think this is a real cultural movement. I think this is a movement that attacks rape culture, which is something that's really prevalent in our society. I really see my generation and my community picking up whatever you put down and running with it. I feel like sometimes we feel like we need permission, and sometimes we feel like we need somebody to just give us an in or an introduction, and as soon as we feel like it's okay to talk about it, we won't shut up. So I feel like now we're at the point where we won't shut up.
We've been quietly expanding this movement over the last year. As the anniversary comes and we're ready to roll out this work, I'm anxious, I'm nervous, but I'm really proud. We've spent the last year building programs and building this website and building partnerships with people who can hold that work. I don't have some delusion that sexual violence will end in the next decade. But I do think that in the next decade we can shift through this work. We can shift how we talk about it. We can shift how we respond to it. We can shift how the culture understands it, because it's going to make a difference in the number of sexual assaults that we see. It's going to make a difference in the way people respond to survivors of sexual violence. And that difference is really everything. My great hope is that that's what this work will do. I mean, we have so much to do, and so many people are committed to doing it.
The efforts of Ms. Burke and Me Too will never cease. Praise God for you, you rock!
A couple of days ago, my daughter and I went through some old stuff. We've just been going through old stuff around Me Too, pulled out some archives, and I found a letter that I wrote to Mary, and to Queen Latifah, and to Fantasia, and to Gabrielle Union, and to Missy Elliott in 2007, when we were really trying to get this off the ground. And no, I didn't know how to reach you, so you never got it, but but I can't tell you what it means to me to be standing on this stage being honored on the same platform as you. And beyond that, I can't tell you what it meant to have Black women that I could point to that were more than just survivors of sexual violence, but people who triumphed. The girls who I worked with needed that. They needed y'all, and you all showed up in ways that you can't even think about right now. So thank you so much. And lastly, if no one else says it to you, I'm here to say to you, Black women and girls, that you deserve safety and you deserve protection. And I've committed my life to ensuring that you have it. Thank you so much. Thank you.